And now, your mama knows. What's going on, guys? I'm back here with another video. This is episode number 2 of Stadia News with Balls. Yes, that's right, guys. This is my take on the news. I started this because I am a big fan of Stadia, and I watch a lot of Stadia content. I'm involved with the community, the Stadia community, that is. There's a lot of people outside the Stadia community that has no clue that there's a whole little Stadia community where a bunch of people know each other. A bunch of people do contents, they do shows, they do streams, they jump on each other's shows and streams, and the rest of the world has no clue what's going on in the Stadia community. So, through my little travels of watching news, just mainly news videos, everybody's always la 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 la, and they're holding hands and they're all happy, and this game looks amazing, and this game looks amazing, and oh my god, I'm so excited that this game is coming to Stadia. See the look on my face? You guys drive me crazy. Listen, just because you love Stadia don't mean everything is great for Stadia or unstadia, all right? So I'm the cowboy, and I have to bring this thing with a little level of kahunas, balls, all right? Because I got to just keep it real and tell you guys what I think. Now, you might disagree. You might say, well, cowboy, I love this game. Well, good for you, but the game looked like trash to me. So that's pretty much what I'm here for, is just to go over the news, but give it the way I like to give things, with balls. Somebody said to me, like, dude, you can't say that. Women could be mad. I'm like, really? I know some women that say, I got more balls than you. So I don't see. Anyway, guys, but thanks for joining in. I'm AK, the all-purpose champ, the king of content, and I'm a cowboy. Oh, man. And we're going to get this thing rolling. Also, a thing I do is called Stadia Community News Roundup. And what that is I'm actually going to pick people throughout the week as I've been watching Stadia news and different content. I like to pick different people that I feel throughout that week. I want to highlight some of the work they do and let you guys kind of, hear what I have to say about them and why I like their content. So if you see last episode, we went over a bunch of different people. It was really cool. But this episode, and also I'm bringing this episode a little bit later. Last week I did it at 11 a.m. This week a buddy of mine was doing something. I didn't want to go along with him. I should have did it anyway. But it is what it is. Actually, now speaking of that, let me add him to the list. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna mention go over him also. Let's see. I wonder if I should. Don't mind me. All right, cool. All right, so with that out of the way, guys, we are going to switch over to the game camera, and we're going to get into some news and just some stuff that I see, that I wanted to pull up for myself. So let's switch over to the camera, and let's go over some stuff. So, all right. So let's see. What I want to start with, what's funny? I don't have the article. What I want to start with is the whole thing with AMD graphics upscaling. So AMD, right here, I can switch the screen since I don't have this up on the screen. I should have did that. But since AMD the other day came out and said that with their new AMD software, kind of like the NVIDIA software I'm using right now. So my background is pretty amazing. My background is AI, so there's no green screen, no nothing. Obviously, this has been done before, but it's just the level of a lot of people like, oh, I gotta buy, the holder to put a background in and buy a background, and I did that. I actually bought a background holder. I bought different backgrounds, and then NVIDIA came out and was like, dude, if you got an RTX, use our AI. Like the AI could even got noise canceling, so people be screaming in the background, and this isn't hardware, it's just software. So anyway, AMD came out this week and said their new AMD software, which they're going to allow pretty much anybody to use. So a lot of people's like, oh, a picture Stadia getting that. So what it's going to do is, let's say you're streaming 1080p, right? And you're going to be able to stream, or not stream. Let's say you're playing on or stream, whatever you want to call it. I keep forgetting because the console is going to be able to use this as well. So let's say graphically this game is putting out 1080, right? And hey Ryzak, where's the balls? You might want to ask your mom. She could tell you exactly where my balls are at. So anyway, let's say you're putting out 1080, right? Well, you did walk right into that. So let's say you're putting out 1080. Well, the AMD chip, let me stop saying chip. The AMD software is going to allow you to be able to put it to like 4K, right? So just software, right? No hardware, just software. So that's pretty cool. And then and then you add the hardware on top of that. So just imagine, right? So what some people were saying, even consoles, right? Not just only Stadia, but some people were saying that, well, you could imagine now Stadia uses that, and then some games that for whatever reason the developers just said, you know what, we don't want this to be 4K. We're not taking the extra time to make this game 4K 60 on Stadia, right? But then you throw in the AMD in the mix, and now you could actually achieve some of the things you couldn't achieve before. So I just wanted to bring that up because that's pretty cool. If you guys got anything to say about that, let me know. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty revolutionary, if you ask me. Let's see. Ryzak says she said they passed, not balls. Oh, they're peas, not balls. Since when did Doc Dark get a cowboy hat? Ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, first of all, Doc Dark don't look this good, so I'm just saying. So it can't be him. But anyways, but yeah, I wanted to bring that story up real quick. Today, I don't think today's episode is going to be as long as last week's. Last week was my first episode. It was my first go at me doing the news. Of course, you guys know I talk a lot. I add a lot of different details. Sometimes I go on and on and on, but I'm going to try to streamline it. Anyway, so Mr. Urban, what's going on? So the next story, and you guys could always bring up a story as well. I want to talk to you guys about it. I might actually have something wrong, so you guys might have to be like, whoa, 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 that didn't happen. You could even send me an article real quick, right? Like through my Discord, and I could actually pull that up on the screen if you guys want to do stuff like that. Maker of Chaos, what's going on, man? He said, the only issue I have with the AMD upscaling is that it isn't AI or machine learning upscaling, so it won't look as good as NVIDIA, this upscaling technique. You know what? I hear a lot of people say stuff like, man, if you was to put Stadia, and I'm just using an example, we could say Luna, we could say anybody. If you was to put A versus B, you would clearly see that B is better. And that might be right. But for the techie guys that got 2 screens and 2 systems and the same game running on both, listen, man, if they could pull off putting something from 1080 to 4K, right? And maybe if you did line up both and be able to say, oh, I could tell those blacks look a little washed out. But majority of people aren't going to do that. So if you ask me, if they're able to do this and it's feasible and not spend too much money, right? It's a go. It's a win. It's a win for whoever is going to use the technology. Yeah, it might not be true 4K, right? It might not look as good, but unless you got them side by side, I'm just being honest. So that's why I'm coming here with again with balls, because some people might be like, you know what, you're right, man, and it doesn't have this and that. But the reality of it is, there's a lot of novice gamers out here. There's a lot of casual gamers out here. There's people who talk about teraflops and 4K and 4K 60 and 120 frames, but they're just in the talk of the talk, right? Chances are, if you're playing on a console or a cloud, right, and you're not on a PC, you don't have an FPS counter. You're not looking at the frames, right? So I think that's why I think it's a good idea. But you are right, Maker Chaos. You are right. But I don't think it matters that much in whole, right? So when you think of communities, right, and you think of gaming, and there's a lot of people that are, oh, Fortnite's the best, Call of Duty's the best, this is the best. But then you look and see how many people just satisfied with the PGA Tour. How many people are satisfied with exclusives? So when we think of gaming, we often think like one thing has to counter everything, right? Like people want Stadia to be everything, right? and we're going to get into this next. But there was articles that was out there, but I wasn't reading it. Well, MN2K, I gotta give him credit. He put a spotlight on it of what Stadia want, really what their focus is, right? So it all depends because Microsoft might be trying to come out and steal the show with subscriptions, but Sony ain't doing that. Sony's over here trying to steal the show with exclusives. So the thing is, we often want one thing to be everything, but that's not the case because it all depends on the business model. Anyway, let me get to these comments. Let's see. Mr. Urban said, made enough from AMC to buy a Series X, but I'm going with the Series S instead because I can handle 1440 over 4K. I mean, that's cool. I told you, I think you should just go with the X because it's future-proof, right? Go with the more powerful system. So down the road, if they have such game, blah, 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 and you're like, dang, it can't do such and such because of that. Because I think that's going to happen. I look at it like the Series S and the Series X is like a pro version, or even better, right? So you know there's going to be things that this probably could do. Now, I guess the bad thing is maybe the Series X might be limited because the Series S can't do certain things it could do, and then they just won't push the boundaries. That's always something to worry about. Like when the cell processor came out for the PlayStation 3, and it was clearly more powerful than the Xbox 360, but they would make the Xbox 360 game and then port it over on the PS3, which was the more powerful system, but you wasn't getting that actual power of it because one thing was less powerful. So that might happen. All right. Derek, the Bishop of Gaming, said Luna treats its creators better. So are you saying creators as in people like you and me? Like if I create content for Luna, they treat me better than Google would treat me. That's might be what you're talking about because even my buddy Ray, the Gaming Cyborg, Luna reached out to him and they created him an avatar, which was cool. I like to say this again, guys. You might not like everything I got to say, but that's why it's called Stadia News with Balls. This is just my perspective. We could disagree all day, but I ain't in the game of making content to chase a t-shirt and a water bottle. So I could care less if Google gave me a book bag and a t-shirt. And I say, look what Google gave me. They're really helping me out. Y'all got to stop chasing t-shirts and water bottles. Just make content for you, man. These big companies, they're out there to make their money. So let's say this. Let's say Luna comes to me and say, hey, here's a custom avatar. You did a great job on your video. Keep making content. Listen, give me something in-game. Create me an in-game avatar where my character's running around and you created me a little character and I'm punching people with my character. Now that's cool, right? But to make me something that I could just put up as a picture, I could do that myself. You might make me something that I like my logo better, so I don't use yours. So what I'm saying is, I guess that's cool if that's your thing. If you feel that, oh my God, Luna and GeForce Now, they're treating the content creators great because they gave me a water bottle. I didn't get into this game, so Stadia, Nintendo, PlayStation, Sony, whoever could do anything for me. I woke up one day and said, I'm just making content. The truth of the matter is, I was making content for 10 years and didn't even care to have it monetized. The last year is when I decided, let me monetize my stuff, right? So I didn't wake up and say, I wonder if the gods of Google will give me something for making content. No, they don't owe me nothing. They didn't come to me and say, hey, make content. We're going to pay you. No, I decided that I like the platform. I want to make content. Anyway, but that's a whole nother thing. If that's what you're talking about, because I could totally be going down the wrong rabbit hole. Maker Chaos said, oh, it'll look fine for casual gamers. I'm just saying I wish it was AI upscaling. I hear you. Mr. Irvo said, I also cannot see the difference between 30 and 60 frames per second, so I never needed the top of the line gadgets. So that's what I want to see, right? Now, when they added that update for Marvel Avengers and you clearly can have 1080 60, and my laptop is 144 hertz, right? So I do see, like, when I'm running around, it looks a little like real, right? And when I switch it, I'm like, oh wow, you see the difference. But I'm gonna be honest, it's not a massive difference. Now, I hear there's people out there that's like, dude, it's a big difference. So I want to come to someone's house who have a 4, because I got a 4K TV also, but my 4K TV is older, right? So I want to come to someone's house and see 60 frames, 120 frames. I want to be like, oh my God, I have to have this, right? Because that's what I want to see. Because I kind of agree with you, Mr. Urban World. I see 60 and I see 30, and I'm like, I mean, you can see a little difference, but it never made me be like, whoa. Now, when I would go to the stores and see when they got the displays out, they always had a little fish swimming, and you're like, yo, but I never ever seen that when I brought the TV home. So I feel like the video and however they're optimizing it, blows my mind. But I would love to see it. I would love to literally see a game, and I'm like, dude, this is the future of gaming, whether it's a console or in the cloud. But I haven't seen that yet to be able to say how much better 60 frames per second is. And I never seen 120 frames per second, so I'm missing out apparently. You know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Kodak said it's all subjective. He said the only time frames per second matters is for esports. I can't tell you how many times I've said this. Consoles historically have been 30 historically have been 30 frames per second. I mean, it has. Like, we've been playing 30 frames per second our whole lives. I mean, yeah. Derek said, go with the Series X, more space, better hardware. That's what I say. And when people mention ray tracing, most casual gamers don't even know what that. Yo, you are hitting on all cylinders. My buddy Kodesh. Listen, next time I do one of these, man, I need one of you guys to jump in with me. Let's do this together. Because he is so right. Say RTX to somebody. They're like, what? Say ray tracing. What? And it's so true. So think about it. The money that's being spent, right, on gaming, if you was to compare how many casual gamers are spending money versus the die-hard gamers, you know why it's a landslide with casual gamers? Because it's parents buying games for kids. How many times have you heard a parent bought some games for kids for Christmas, and the kid's like, man, guess what? You're going to suck it up. You're going to play that console. So it's so true. Like, we want to die and kill people over specs, right? But really, to be honest with you, these companies are making a lot of money off of the low-end specs. That's why we're talking about buy a X versus a S, right? Because they know, hey, we're going to come out with a console that's not even going to do all of that because it's going to be $200 cheaper, and the parents are going to have no clue what the difference is besides the money. Damn, $200 cheaper in this next-gen console? I'm buying it for Christmas. All right. Codex, you are the man, brother. You killing it. Derek said, since I went X, I didn't go back. Okay. Let's see. And don't mind me. Sometimes this thing goes so fast, it skips down, and then I gotta back up and find the comments. Maker said, I think Series X will benefit from upscaling techniques, especially with Microsoft working on their machine learning upscaling technique. Yeah. I mean, that's what's cool, right? So imagine if you did save yourself $200 and then you was able to get the same fidelity as the higher $200 more console. I mean, that would be really cool. But again, like you said, it may not look as great. It might be close though. Derek said, yeah, us as in creators. Okay, yeah, so I think I walked that through. Cloud Gaming Extreme, what's going on, man? He said, what's good, my dude? Why is this show called Stadia with Balls? Okay, so the Stadia with Balls things, I'll tell a little story. I was watching Rock's show, and he does his news thing every Tuesday, right? And they were talking about the pro games, right? And it was 4 people on there, and they was like, oh man, the pro games, they all look amazing. Oh my God, Stadia is gonna go so crazy because they got some amazing pro games. I'm obviously being a little bit extra funny, but everybody was liking them. Now, Eli was in the chat, and you guys know Eli. He's like the troll, man. Eli said, and they was talking about Blue Fire, right? And they was like, man, Blue Fire looked awesome. And Eli was like, that game looked like trash. And I'm reading the comments, and I'm cracking up. Because for him, right, that was his opinion. But he had the balls to say for him that game looked like trash. And that's what I'm always saying is we have a lot of different opinions. But I often see the Smurfs, la, la, we're holding hands. Everybody's just happy. Nobody want to step on toes. And it's okay to say, hey, man, for me, I don't like games with little big head characters. So I've been said, all you guys are like, Biomutants. Looks like a kid's game to me. Blue Fire looks like a kid's game. To me, Ratchet and Clank, dare I say, it looks like a kid's game to me. That's why I never got into the series, right? So that's why it's called Stadia News with Balls, because I'm going over the Stadia News, but I got the balls to say the game you think looks amazing, it sucks. I can't say it sucks. It's my perspective. But that's why I call it Stadium News with Balls. And it's a little like, why is it called Stadium News with Balls? So obviously people tune in. But you know me, guys. I got the balls, man. You know why? Because I'm often saying the stuff that you guys, one, are thinking, but don't want to say. And two, hate me because I said it. Like, I'm the bad guy. You was thinking it anyway. All right, let's move on. Anyway, but yeah, that's why I chose the title. I just want to get into news, but just get my perspective. And my perspective sometimes is a lot different than a lot of people's perspective. Because I really feel like people don't want to step on toes. I feel like if 5 people was on a show and the first guy say, "Oh, this game looked amazing," and the third guy was about to say the game looked like it sucked, chances are that third guy's gonna be like, "Yeah, man, that game looks cool." That bothers me. So I like to be the guy that's like, can I raise my hand? And they say, yes, Anthony, you in the back of the class. What? Man, listen, I don't want to go to the Statue of Liberty. This school field trip sucks. All right, anyway. So Mr. Urban said, I'm a cloud gamer, so once xCloud comes to the Xbox consoles, I don't think the Series X would benefit me over the Series S. I mean, you got a point. You got a point. But you didn't really have to buy the S if that's the case, because then you could play it on a laptop or a cell phone. So why even buy the console if you feel like xCloud will actually solve that issue? Let me get through these comments, guys. Mr. Orbo said, I'll mostly be using my Series S to play emulations. Yeah, you did say it can emulate things, so that's pretty cool. Ryzek, so wait, ray tracing is Ray drawing his avatar that Luna made when he played GFN through his CPU with PS Now, and Xbox wants to be friends with Stadia. I'm confused. CGX because he wishes he had some. Ha ha ha. All right. Anyway, and the last thing is Derek said, can't do webcam and overlays on streaming without a PC, but I can with my Series X. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're streaming to with the Series X. I guess you're using a capture card because Microsoft don't have Mixer or anything like that anymore. But listen, you could do just about anything if you have the know-all. Anyway, guys, we need to move forward. All right, so let's get into these Ubisoft Plus. Ubisoft Plus coming to more places. Again, I want to actually also give thanks to the good guys over at Stadia Source. The Stadia Source website has a bunch of great information, and I choose to go to them for some of my news. And I used to be a Stadia Source streamer, so I like those guys. Let's see. So yeah, so Ubisoft Plus, which you guys may have heard, they're rolling out to more places. Oh, you know what? I'll just leave my background the way it is. So they're rolling out to more countries, more places in Europe, in the UK, and all over, which is pretty cool. Because a lot of my friends are Ubisoft guys. No, sorry. A lot of my friends like Ubisoft games, and a lot of my friends are in the UK and in Europe. And so it will be pretty cool that we could all start playing more of these games together. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to combine this as well. This should be the article. Yeah, so also they and this is public, so they announced that they're adding to Ubisoft Plus Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Assassin's Creed Rogue, Child of Light, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, Far Cry 4, Far Cry Primal, Rayman Legends, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. So if you guys are excited for any of that, that's pretty cool. Me personally, no, these games are old as hell, and I don't really care. But my wife and I did beat Rayman Legends years ago, and I didn't realize it was 2 players. And I was like, man, this game would be cool if it was 2 players. We beat the whole game, passing the controller back. How the hell my dumb self found out the game was 2 players? So I would like to play that with my wife on 2 players. But because we already beat it, we probably won't spend too much time on it. Now, I used to be a big fan um, of Rainbow Six Vegas Part 1, Rainbow Six Vegas Part 2 back in the day on the 360. And when Rainbow Six Siege came out, actually, let's back up. They were going to have the next game called Rainbow Six Patriot, which got canceled. So they came out with Rainbow Six Siege, and I didn't like it. They had no terrorist hunts, which was one of the best things you could do in Rainbow Six. It just was not cool for my liking. So I heard years ago they added a new update, made the game better. People crowing crazy over it. So I am excited to play that because I wrote it off years ago, and I was a big fan of the Rainbow Six franchise. So for me, I am excited to actually give Rainbow Six Siege another try. So that's cool. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, 3 Remastered, Rogue, Child of Light, I'll try because I never played. But yeah, I'm not excited for any of the old Assassin's Creed games. I kind of written that series off. I didn't even play none of the new ones. I mean, I might mess with it. I always wanted to play Odyssey, but I'm not that excited. Just being honest, having the balls to say it. Some people might be like, "Oh, these games are amazing that they're coming. They're old as hell. If you ain't played already, come on." Anyway, but Far Cry. I never played any of the Far Cry games. I just never had an interest. It wasn't my thing. So I definitely could care less about any of those 3 Far Cry games. I haven't even played the new Far Cry games. I will play the new one because it has a lot of hype. Far Cry 6 that come out on October 7th, I believe. I have Ubisoft Plus, so I'm already paying $14.99, so I could just jump in it, check it out. And the fact that it's through the cloud, there's no like, oh, I gotta delete something and install something and download something. No, I'm just gonna jump in the game and be like, see, this is why I don't like it, and jump out. So that's what's really cool about the cloud. So when you think of something like Game Pass, which I always say Game Pass is like the future of gaming, it got great value, but the drawback is you got to download stuff, and it just kills me to have to go back and download. My quick story. Let's see. Before I tell my quick story, let me see if there's anything else I can pull up on here. No, I'll pull this up. I don't have to be on this page to pull this up. So let me tell my quick story. All right, so my nephew came over last weekend. He has PlayStation 5, brought over his PlayStation 5, and I said, yo, let me check out the PlayStation 5. I always hear great things, and I hear not great things. So it's in my household. He bring it over all the time, and I never play it. Let me check it out for myself, okay? So first thing I do is I remember I asked Dr. Spaceman, I said, bro, what's next gen? What's the most next gen thing you played? He said Astro with the PlayStation 5 controller. So I said, you know what? I want to play Astro. So my nephew never played it. He downloaded it. I get a chance to play it. And it was cool when you like tugging on stuff with the little character and you could feel it. The controller like just feels that tug. But to be honest with you, it's a gimmick that's a second nature thing. For instance, when Rumble first came out, everybody was like, oh, cool, the controller shakes, right? We could go back to the Nintendo GameCube, right? We go back to, yeah, the GameCube was the one where you put the Rumble controller in, right? Yeah. So, or was that Nintendo 64? Anyway, so after a while, like when I play games and my controllers vibrate, I don't even realize it. There's some people who turn off Rumble because it messes up their accuracy, right? So yeah, the controller felt cool when the little dude was jumping and I feel it, but it's a second nature thing, man. It's gonna become second nature and it's just gonna be So I feel like, yeah, that's next gen only because we haven't had it before. But I don't think it's gonna be amazing, blow your socks off next gen. So then, and I'm gonna say this, might make some of you guys a little mad, but somebody said something really cool in my video. I was downloading a game so I could play with my nephew. And dude, it took over an hour to download on the PlayStation 5. And we was doing Wi-Fi, and it was like 169 megabytes per second. I said, let me plug in my Ethernet cable. It went to 400 and something megabytes per second. That's pretty fast to download a 90 gig thing, right? With this new technology. And it still took over an hour. So we ended up playing it the next day. So a lot of you guys, like Derek, you said, oh, once you start playing the X, you couldn't look back. I said this to many people. I said it to Duncan. I said, dude, yes, I get it. The cloud platforms, not even just Stadia, don't have certain games. And you might say, you know what, if F1 2020 2022 doesn't come to Stadia, I'm getting a PlayStation 5 or a Series X. I said, as good as it's going to be, and you're going to be like, oh, look at this, you're still going to miss Stadia. I think some people will. Some people might not say it, but dude, when I jumped on my nephew's PlayStation 5 and it took over an hour to download a game, I was like, man, if I would have paid $500 for this after playing the cloud for a year and a half, I'd have been pissed. So I'm just saying that as great as the new consoles are, to me, some stuff is still old gen. And I'll say this, and you know what? I'm going to highlight it because I thought it was really cool. I'm going to bring up his comment because this was pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to my page. And we're going to look for my video. I was trolling a little bit, trying to be funny. Here we go. So I did my video called Trash Talk 101, downloading games on the PlayStation 5 is trash, right? I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to be funny, guys. I mean, it kind of is a little trash, but I am kind of being a little funny. So I pinned his comment. He said, I can't put up, and this is, I'm going to mess up his name, whatever. He said, I can't put up with downloads anymore. Now that I have Stadia, that's last gen technology, LOL. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie, man. He has a point. Because as good as the new systems are, when I had to download, and mind you, my nephew deleted Grand Theft Auto 5. Now everybody's like, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the game. You got to have it on your system. You don't have it on your system, it's trash. I said, bro, you're deleting Grand Theft Auto 5 to put on Battlefield 5? He said, nobody really plays Grand Theft Auto like that, man. I said, son of a bitch. This kid is 17 years old. He's playing Warzone. So the people who are like, Grand Theft Auto is the end all be all, that's more of a popularity thing. And I get it, popularity sells, so don't take it as I'm saying something that's popular is wrong. I'm just saying when people be like, oh, you don't have Grand Theft Auto, it's over. Nah, man. Grand Theft Auto was a PlayStation 3 game. Anyways, but yeah, so when I think of new consoles, I'm like, not for nothing, I mean, not to be funny, but my argument is when you start talking about PlayStation 5 and all that, I look at it like this, bro, if you're supposed to be next gen, then you can't have downloading. I'm sorry. You can't have downloading. So until this PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo and whoever gets to utilize the cloud so they don't have to download things. Like maybe you'll be able to buy a game and when it start downloading, you'll play it in the cloud. And then when the game's fully downloaded, you could play it off of your system, right? Maybe you'll be able to play it in the cloud if you go anywhere, right? But you'll still have it on your actual system so people can feel like they own the game, or you could buy the disc, or you could whatever the argument is, right? But to be honest, next gen, and you still downloading? All right. Let me back up a little bit. So let's see. All right. Mr. Over said, what's Resident Evil Village resolution on Stadia? I don't even know. I don't know. I was playing it. But again, my laptop is only 1080p, 60, 144 hertz. So I couldn't get 4K on my laptop anyway. I hear that it's 4K 60, but I have no clue. And when I was playing the other day, somebody was like, man, this game looks great. I'm streaming it from my laptop. They thought it looked great. 1080 60. And a lot of people say 1080 60 is a sweet spot because once you go to 4K 60, then it doesn't look as good. Let's see. Derek said light stream. Yeah, I don't know anything about light stream. But I don't have an Xbox either. I got an Xbox One. Yeah, I got an Xbox One, so but I never really play, so I guess light stream. But 720p or 1080. Yeah, it's definitely 1080. Light stream Twitch. Okay, the Twitch. Yeah, see, so that's why you're really into Twitch, because I'm a YouTube guy. Derek said no capture card, no PC. He said 1080, 30 frames per second. Now, Cloud Gaming Extreme, I'm assuming this is Ace. He said they have Terrorist Hunt and Rainbow Six. Yes. Now, I heard they added, so you remember when, again, I'm a little late with the chat, but you remember when it first came out. It didn't do well at all. It was not the successor. I was a fan, and I played the demo, and I'm like, I've been waiting all this time. people was pissed on that game. And I remember it took like over a year. Same thing with Destiny 2, right? They waited a year to change all the things people didn't like. But yeah, I remember when I heard, oh no, you got to give Rainbow Six a chance now. They added a bunch of stuff. So it's cool to hear that you did confirm that they do have terrorist hunt. But they did not have terrorist hunt in the beginning. Mr. Overall said, I never played Far Cry or any of the Rainbow Six games. I thought xCloud integrated with Game Pass, so downloads are no longer required. No, so not every game on Game Pass is on X. Damn it, the actual name is called Xbox Game Streaming, something like that. But yeah, not every game on Game Pass is on xCloud, so that's not game. xCloud has its own little ecosystem, and it's not everything. Game Pass streaming doesn't require a download. Yeah. We're all in agreement with that, Dylan. Thanks for coming through. Maker Chaos said, I don't think the downloads are too bad for me, but then again, I install stuff to my PC, Xbox from my Game Pass app. Okay, got you. So yeah, so you could be like, I'll play this game tomorrow. Let me let it download. Do it from my app. Or you could be at work and be like, I'm gonna download this game now. By the time I get home, it'll be done. But when me and my nephew wanted to play on the PlayStation 5, and I made the video, so guys, watch my video. It's live, not edited. It's live. I only clipped the scenes where it got too long. We said live, hey, let's play Battlefield 5. Sure. What? He's out of space? Oh, I didn't even get to the space issue. First of all, he was out of space, and that's why he had to delete Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm just saying, man, it's not next gen. Let's see. And maybe the cloud is next gen, right? Maybe we should just call the cloud next gen and call the current systems, right? Because they're pretty much just an extension of the old system. They just look better, but it's still downloading and all the same stuff. Maybe the cloud is just the future, so that's why it's not really that well taken, because it's just out of there. And so we need to start calling cloud game in the future. Usually things that's new, people are like, they're a little hesitant, right? So I'm just going to start calling cloud gaming in the future. Cloud gaming is next gen, because current gen is the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and I guess maybe the Nintendo Pro or whatever it's called, if that's really a thing, right? And the old gen would be the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So yeah. Let's see. Maker Chaos said, really wish PS5 had that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would have wished too. But see, this is things that I'm finding out. So when everybody say, dude, you're playing cloud gaming, you need to step your game up and get a PS5 or Xbox Series X. And I'm like, oh, well, my nephew's, he brought his thing over. And I never had a care to play his thing. He brought it over so many times. So finally I say, let me check it out. And not to be funny, I was like, ooh, if I owned that system, I'd be a little annoyed. Let's see. Mr. Oro said, Dylan, yeah, that's what I thought. Maker Chaos said, I use the mobile app while I'm away. Yeah, yep. Derek said, most of the downloads are don't while I sleep. Okay, got you. No, I mean, it makes sense. Dylan said the app doesn't make it faster. No, I get it. It doesn't make it faster, but it could save you some time if you know ahead of time. What's up, Michael? Is in the building. Say hi, Anthony. I call you Cowboy. And Caliber Killer's in the building. Hide your wife, women, and children. All right. So next thing is I'm gonna bring this up. So I'm gonna bring up my guy MM2K. So he's been hitting this hard lately, and I'm not sure if many of you guys heard about what he's been talking about, but it's a good argument to have. And I think it might be a good... Now, I will say this. Whoops, wrong thing. I feel like it's a little bit of a scapegoat for Stadia, meaning it's a way to get Stadia out of some argument, so I'm being honest. I got enough balls to say that, right? So it is what it is, but it's a good argument to have. So lately he's been talking about he's been talking about more proof Stadia and YouTube collaborations will play a major role for Google, right? So that was the one thing he was talking about. And the one day, let me see. me just go to videos. Let's see. I think it was this one. How we viewed Stadia wrong. Big post holiday news. So here's what he was talking about. So he was saying that there was an article that he looked at that was out already, the public knowledge, but for whatever reason, we never really talk about it because we're quick to get into Stadia needs to compete with PlayStation and Xbox. Now, Stadia did it to themselves because when Google came out, they said it's supposed to rival, right? If you say rival, people are going to hold you to it, right? And they're going to all of a sudden also get pissed and tell you how you aren't rivaling nothing. So, I'm just being honest. So, what he was talking about was that there's an article that said Stadia's business model isn't to compete in the normal way you see. I buy a game and I play a game. My game looks better than your game. My game's bigger and better than your game, right? What his video is saying is that Stadia want to be the bridge, the gap, right? Let me pull up the other video. Just have it on the screen. So this one. More proof Stadia and YouTube collaboration will play a major role. So what he was saying is Stadia wants to be the bridge between playing content and purchasing content. So hear me out, right? What he's saying is no one else is doing this besides Luna, right? Because they have integration with Amazon. Amazon Luna has integration with Twitch. So what he was saying is that what Stadia's main focus is not to compete in that way, is to be able to capitalize on the billions of people who watch gaming streams to playing with people who are having the gaming streams going on, and then here's the caveat, to purchasing games, right? You know Google, they put an ad on anything. I seen my mom the other week and she had an ad on her back. I was like, damn, I put an ad on Ryzak mom back. But Google, you crazy. So I want to talk about that for a little bit, guys. What's your thoughts on that? Because if you do want to use that as an argument, now you can start saying, well, Stadia is not trying to be, hey, let me just buy games, and I got to have the best games. Because when you think about it, the games that's being streamed is primarily these AAA games, right? You don't really think of, oh my God, how many people are streaming The Last of Us? How many people are streaming? Again, remember, the best exclusives are on PlayStation. How many people are streaming Uncharted? Oh, how many people are streaming Horizon Zero Dawn? No, you're thinking about the people streaming Call of Duty, the people streaming Fortnite, the people streaming Rainbow Six, Siege, the people streaming GTA. You think of these AAA titles as third party. So what they're saying is if we could tap into the market of I'm a game streamer and I'm playing, and somebody could be able to purchase the game that I'm playing and jump in and play with me, right? Again, you can't do that the way Stadia can do it with other consoles, right? With the consoles. So that's what his argument is that stops comparing Stadia to PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo and compare it to its own thing, because it's not trying to have every game. It's trying to have games that a person could actually jump in and play with somebody, but also jump in and purchase that game. So what do you guys think about this new argument to be had? Let's see. Mr. Earl said, hi, Mike, and I'll call you the guy who ignores me. Now, Maker Chaos said, to say Stadia is trying to be a media experience is ignoring the PlayStation just announced in their investors call that they want to create an experience for their users with multimedia experiences. Yeah, but I think that's different, though. I think PlayStation is more trying to go after, which is funny, but what Xbox was trying to go after last gen. Last gen, when Xbox came out and said, we want our system to play movies, and we want our system to play cable television, and we want our system, PlayStation multimedia is more of, hey, we want to be the one-stop, one-shop, right? you're going to be able to play your games. You're going to be able to also, let's say your PlayStation Plus membership also includes movies that you could buy and that you could watch, right? That's more of what they're saying. Stadia more is saying that, hey, if you're watching somebody play a game, jump in and play that game with them with the power of the cloud, as well. If you don't have that game, buy the game, snap your finger, and then jump in and play with them. Those are two totally different things. Caliber Killer said, LOL, don't know about that one. Yeah, so you gotta watch either one of his videos. Watch the most recent video. It's only like 19 minutes. And it is definitely interesting. And I just heard about it earlier this week when I was watching his video, and I was like, wait, what? Because that is a different argument to have, right? So if you and I are debating and you're like, well, PlayStation is better because this and that. Well, I've always tell people you can't take somebody's business model and argue it to be another business model unless you just say, well, I prefer this business model. Like, for instance, I always feel like Stadia is going to be the king of the cloud because they allow you to purchase your games. No one else does that. Now, Luna, to me, can never be on the level of Stadia because I always get an illustration that I say, well, what's my favorite game? Most of you guys know I love Marvel Avengers. So if I love Marvel Avengers, but I can't purchase it on Luna, then Luna doesn't mean anything to me. Same thing could be said, well, if my favorite game was an exclusive on Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo, then that's it. But if we're just talking third-party games, well, it's like Netflix. Netflix, you're stuck. If you like Netflix, you're only going to be able to watch whatever they have. If a movie came out of the movie theater 6 months ago and it's not on Netflix yet, but it's on Amazon Prime, you're kind of stuck because you chose that the ecosystem you want to play games in is confined to a subscription, meaning they're only going to get certain games, right? Meaning you can't just say, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. Oh, that's my game, I want that. So that's what I'm saying. Maker Chaos said PS Now and xCloud are working towards the click to play experience. I hear it, but if you don't have it now, because you could say they are, but when? My next question would be like, well, when? Give me a date. And if you don't have a date, then that argument is all. So here's the thing. Without a date, a debate and an argument is hard to have, right? If I say to you, my car is faster than yours because it pushed more horsepower. And if you say, oh, well, my car has a Hemi and they're doing an update on the Hemi engines, and when the update comes, my car is going to be faster than yours. I can say, well, give me a date. When are you taking your car into the shop to get that upgrade? Now, if you say on Tuesday, I can say, okay, well, Tuesday, let's see who car is faster. And you say, bet, I'm going to prove you wrong. That's a great argument to have. Now we're waiting for Tuesday. If I say, well, when are they doing an upgrade to your car engine? And you say, well, they say it's in the works, but I'm not sure. Then I say, well, of right now, you have to shut the hell up because my car is faster than yours. And you just have to shut the hell up. Or you can keep arguing, well, just wait. And I say, okay, well, just wait. You let me know. I'll wait. And I cross my hands and go like this. Well, I'm still waiting. Well, hey, did you find out the date yet? No. Well, I'm still waiting. So that's the thing with arguments. I'm a debater, and that when you have a strong case in a debate, if you don't have a date, man, so you can put a date out, right? And somebody can say, okay, I'll give you that. Now, they can still say, well, that date hasn't come. But you can say, hey, that's the date, spot on, this is when it's happening. And then I could at least have to hold you to the face value. Okay, well, when that date come out, we'll have to prolong this argument. But for right now, I can say my thing is faster than yours. But you do have a date where you want to make the claim to your argument or your case. Let's see. Maker Chaos said, Luna already advertised the click to play instantly. Yeah, they did. So they did say that you will be. That's why I said Stadia and Luna. Notice. And that's what he's saying in his video. He always mentioned Luna as well. Cloud Gaming Stream said, for a stretch. Yeah, listen, I said it too, man. I said, listen, that's a new argument to use, right? That's a new case to use. But I feel like, again, like I said, the date thing, right? We need to see that, right? So yes, you can jump in games when people are playing games with Stadia. So you can do that, right? You can make a link, or you could do the crowd play, right? Those are two different ways people could just watch a video and jump in, right? The purchasing a game thing, that's not a thing. So you can't say that. But I do see what you're saying where there's a stretch. But I can also say that, I mean, some of that is here. But it is a good argument or good debate to have. But again, I like to deal with logic, not emotions. I like to deal with facts and not assumptions, right? So yeah, you could read a paper, an article that said that, but if that isn't implemented yet, we could say, well, they could just say that to have a new argument to get out of an old argument that they're losing on, because Stadia isn't winning any arguments when you compare them to Microsoft, Xbox, and Nintendo. And I'm a Stadia guy. It's my preferred platform, but I gotta be fair and check it, when I have to, unless I'm proven wrong. And again, I guess that all depends on what you're looking at, you know. Caliber Killer said, once again, bad market. I think just stick to saying Stadia is the better cloud service. Well, you know what? Here's the problem with that. It is a better cloud service for now. And I think they have to have something in the background, because they're not going to be the better cloud service forever. I don't think it's possible, right? Because yes, here's the thing. It's not just like, okay, Microsoft has 12 teraflops and PlayStation has 10.28 teraflops. So Microsoft is more powerful, and if they do their engineering and their if they do their engineering properly, and if they do their what's the word I'm going to look for? Optimize a game. If the developer and optimize the game properly for the software to take advantage of the more powerful hardware, then hey, right? But Stadia can always just upgrade in the background, right? But other people could upgrade too. So when the cloud, everybody else jump on the cloud, they're just going to be upgrading in the background. And so then how can you ever say who's better than who? It's just going to come out to, oh, this game looks better because it runs better. Or these games all look the same because there is no downloading. You know what I'm saying? So I think Stadia is going to have some gimmicky type thing to say, so they can't just have the argument be, well, we're the best in the cloud, because you're not going to win that argument forever. And Microsoft's throwing money at the walls like they're crazy, so they're probably going to catch on to the secret sauce of what Stadia has. Caliber Killer said, once again, bad market. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that. So Maker of Chaos said, I can't say too much, but I would expect some announcements about it coming later next year. I agree. Mr. Urban said, you're just mad Shadow is still around. Listen, it's cool that Shadow's still around. It's called competition. And I think Shadow is a great invention, right? The same way I've never been a PC guy, but I've been a console guy, so I'd rather spend nothing and just buy a game and play it in the cloud, and it saves me money, and I can play it on my phone and go anywhere. It's brilliant, right? So same way you could be a diehard PC guy, but you don't have the money, right, to spend on a 3080. So what you do, you spend $30 a month, and you get yourself a 3080 with ray tracing and all the bells and whistles. So it makes sense. Now, the only problem is over time, if you do the math, how long is it going to take you to eventually you would have spent more money than the 3080 you would have bought outright? But then the issue also becomes, well, eventually that 3080 is going to be outdated, and then you're going to spend more money on the 3080 to actually install to make it better. But if you just was paying your $30 a month, and gradually as they upgrade Shadow, you would keep upgrading as well. So that's another thing to have as well. Ray, the game in Cyborg is in the building. Say hello, brother. Parents were made for the future. And then he said patents. Provisional patent applications were made. Yeah, good point. All right, so let's go back, guys. Let's get through this Stadia news with balls. Again, I would like to have guests on here as well. So Ace, I would like to extend to you, man. If you want to come on next week, this would be you and me. We do StreamYards. We'll have topics. We'll do it straight up. You know, we had a ball when you came on Keeping It Real with the Cowboys. So if you're still watching, and I extend this to a lot of you guys too, all I say is, like the kids say, no capping. What I want is a guest to come on and challenge, right? Challenge the news, right? Don't just say, oh, that's great because I like it. That's great because it's my platform. I want somebody to come on here and say, nah, man, this just... And you guys do a good job of that too. Guys, make sure you check out Cloud Gaming Extreme at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time today, because they're the only other show I can safely say kind of does that, right? Because it's such a mixture of people on the show. They say, like, hey, these games are coming out. What do you like? What do you don't like? So I give them credit, but I also feel that sometimes it's a little yes man stuff going on where one person says, "Oh, this sucks," and everybody else is like, "Yeah, I agree." And it's like, bro, you don't agree with that. You just said something last week that doesn't even make sense for this week. Just saying. That's my own personal opinion. I could be wrong, but that's the way I see it. So, anyway, um, so we talked about the article that Stadia focused to combine gaming and YouTube. I want to again talk about strength in numbers. I'm just bringing up again. I mentioned to you guys Stadia 100. Reason why I'm bringing it up is if you guys are a fan of platform which is called Stadia, there's certain tools that you can use um, to make other people aware and at the same time also do a little bit of free advertising. So the reason why I'm bringing this up again, and I brought it up last week, is because I think it should be mentioned in a different light. So when Stadia 100 came out, people raised hell, right? But what I'm going to show you is to use it as a tool. So if I put hashtag Stadia 100, because that's a catchy thing people are doing, and I didn't do it a lot, but look, John Scar pops up, right? Here he is again. Dre pops up. The Portable Gamer pops up. Mr. 1030. So this is a way to advertise. There are people that knows, hey, if you're into Stadia, let me search hashtag Stadia 100 and let me be able to just see what type of stuff is out there, right? So I could have easily did hashtag Stadia 100. There goes Ubisoft stuff. And I could have found a lot of stuff that I brought up as well. Here's topics, new games coming, blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to highlight that Stadia 100 is a tool. It's not a gang, it's not an association, but it is a tool. Now, somebody last week said, well, why can't you just do hashtag Stadia? And you could do that as well. I'm just saying that there are people that's intentionally for a while now, for a few months, been writing hashtag Stadia 100. So if you and they've been purposely doing that so you could actually find their stuff right away. So I just wanted to say that that's also a way that you could find some stuff. So with that said, guys, that's all of what I have for the news. What I want to get into now is what I like to call the Stadia Community Roundup. Sorry, Stadia Community News Roundup. So what I want to do is highlight a couple of people who I think deserves to be highlighted this week. And I want to give credit to some people. So this is how I find a lot of people. I go to my channel and I go to Stadia Bash Community Network. And oh wait, before I go to that, let me see if you guys have anything to say about if you got anything to say about Stadia 100. Because last week it was cool. We actually had a couple people talking about it. So let me go to that first before I move on. Gondar, what's up, man? He said, I'm too old to worry about fitting graphics cards into PC boxes and trying to get it working. I just want to sit down and hit play. I agree. I agree. Ray said next gen should be no downloading, click and play and entertain it. You know what's funny? I said that earlier, Ray, that from now on, I'm going to call next gen the cloud. And I'm going to call current gen the PlayStation and the Xbox, right? Because for me, when my nephew came over with the PlayStation and the Xbox and it took forever to download a game, that just reminded me of if I had my PlayStation 4. It wasn't no difference besides when it finally got started, it would look better, but technically it didn't even look better. And I was playing on my 4K TV. So for me, yeah, maybe people don't like the cloud that much because people have a resistance to what's new. And so the cloud is new. It's only 2% of the market right now, right? It's cloud gaming. So for me, next gen is the cloud. And I'm just going to start saying it. And people might be mad, like, what do you mean? PlayStation and Xbox? Like, no. They're current now. They came out last year in November. They're the current generation. The cloud, which isn't widely used by everybody, that's next gen. Because everything you're doing on a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or S, it's the same stuff you was doing last time. What's the only difference? Is the graphically looks better? That's it. Maybe some games load faster? That's it. They're not doing nothing different than we were doing last gen. Nothing. Besides better every gen, that's the same thing. So is the future of gaming just the next box that you put under your TV that looks better and loads faster? Because every generations, we went from 8-bit to 16-bit, the 24-bit, no, the 32-bit, the 64-bit to 128-bit, right? And that's all we did. We graphically got better, and we got faster loading. Maybe it was a disc, maybe it was a cartridge, right? So the future of gaming, next gen gaming, is the cloud. So whether you guys want to repeat that or not, that's on you. So Gondar, oh no, Ray. All right. So Cloud Gaming Stream said, he said that's yes man statement. Corrects us up. I couldn't help it, man. I know the yes man thing had some people like, wait, what? And it was pretty funny. I thought it was clever. If you ask me, it still gets some people a little what. I even had Avery said to me, all the stuff I say, how you call me a yes man? Bro, you was being a yes man that day. I don't care what you say. That was from my perspective. Just saying. Like, here it goes, Ace. If I was on the right side of the street and you was on the left side of the street and there was a head-on car crash, right? Head-on collision. Chances are you might think the green car started the accident and I might think the red car started the accident. But that's our perspective. So if I call somebody a yes man because I feel like they're just saying the same thing somebody else is saying, and I think they have a difference of opinion, but it's popular just to go with the other person, then you're being the next man. It's no difference than the president having all the people around him and his advisors saying yes, yes, yes. Like, wait, somebody need to be like, no, what the hell are you talking about? You can't do that. But nope, that's not what happened. Yes, man, just say yes. So that's why I said that. But he said, everyone on our panel are highly educated when it comes to cloud gaming and has an opinion of their own. I mean, the day I was watching that video, the reason why I came up and said the whole yes man thing, it looked like a bunch of people was being yes men. I'm just being honest. And I think it's because it was closer to the closing of SG&E. So a lot of people was like, oh my God, Stadia's dying. If Duncan says Stadia's dying, then it must be dying. So you know what? Stadia's dying. I think Stadia's dying. You think Stadia's dying? Of course, if you think so, I think so. And that's why it happened. I remember it might have been like, I was looking back. I think that video was March the 2nd. I think might have been the episode I'm talking about. And that was, and remember, SG&E closed in February. So way back when was when I put that statement out on Twitter and I called a bunch of you guys yes man and I tagged everybody. And that's just how I felt. And it kicked up a lot of stuff. We might want to blame me and say I started a lot of toxicity in the community that day. But I was just being honest and I wanted to challenge you guys. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with a good challenge. And listen, you came on the show. Avery came on the show. What's his name? Duncan came on the show. Chase reached out to me and said, I want to be on the show. And I had a bunch of other people who inboxed me and said they wanted to be on the show. Because why? They wanted to prove that they're not yes men. And that's fine. And so we had, each time we had a good argument or a good debate, and it was a good talk. Anyway, Cloud Gaming Extreme, me and the Cowboy is yes wife man. This loser. Anyways, Maker said cloud gaming will be the future, but we will see which cloud service will be on top. I mean, yeah, somebody's going to be on top. Now, here's the thing, though, that's funny about being on top. So Sony's considered on top because of sales, right? So right now, the measuring stick of success is sales. Oh, PlayStation best selling console. PlayStation sold more than Xbox, right? So is that always going to be the measuring stick, right? So are you going to say, well, Luna's the best because there's more Luna subscriptions out there? Or are you going to say GeForce Now is the best because they have more games? So it all depends on what's the measuring stick of success. And that would define who you feel is the best cloud, the best cloud service. Maker of Chaos said, tech doesn't always win out. Dreamcast and GameCube had impressive tech, but got beat out by weaker system. Here's the problem with the GameCube, which was cool because Ejimix, shout outs to Ejimix, he was doing a show and he was mentioning the GameCube. The thing with the GameCube is their disc was so small. So while they was able to have a certain amount of information on one disc, it was a little bit harder for them to add so much to a game. Like I remember in Resident Evil Remake, Part 1 remake came to the GameCube, it was like, oh my God, that was cool. It looked so great. But it still was lacking when you compared it to eventually what was to come. But yeah, Dreamcast was pretty impressive at the time. But yeah, I mean, it didn't have the support, so you definitely are spot on. So yeah, Ray said good shout out. Black Gamer Stream said, LOL, who do you see doing that on our panel? Oh, but I thought people said Anthony. You need to stop name dropping. Don't bring up people names, because you know me. I always say it. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer. I'm just saying. So the question is, do you want me to answer? I don't have a problem answering. I'm just saying. Because I feel like there's a couple of butt buddies on the show that kind of corral together a little bit, you know? All right, let me not say butt buddy. I don't like name calling. You know, I feel like that's not cool. We could laugh and joke. Unless we're that cool, we could call, like, you know, I really do know Ray's mom, and she really is my mistress. But my wife knows about her. She don't know about Ryzak's mom. But, so that's cool. But I don't like the name calling thing. I feel like if we're that close, then you can make fun of name call. But if we're not that close, you know, so I apologize. Let me not say butt buddy. Gondar said, do you think in 2022, in the 22nd century, there will still be boxes under TVs, or will there be something more like cloud gaming? No, there'll definitely be cloud gaming. Listen, the fact that you could stream a few games on Nintendo through the cloud, right? Control and Hitman 3, right? The fact that Xbox is ramping up their blades, right? The fact that Sony is doing the same thing, right? So here's the thing. I gotta go to your channel, right? And he asked a question, so you know me, I don't have a problem answering. But let me read this real quick. Ray said, some people are stuck in their old ways and are scared of innovation. That is true. Butt buddies, OMG cowboy, cloud gaming stream. I'm asking, please answer. Listen, Linda, honey, you will never get me to not answer a simple question somebody asked me. But I don't know everybody like that on the panel, but I know them by their face. So let's go to one of your episodes, and I'll point them out. Oh, okay. Cloud Gaming Extreme. There we go. All right. Is this a regular episode? Did I say live? Oh, this is one for tonight. All right, so that's not gonna be on there. Let's go. By the way, guys, their show is at 5 today, and it's a pretty good show. I like to tune in when I can. I almost always try to catch the show because it's a really good talk. Really highly, like he said, educated guys on there doing their thing.
Grammarly can help you write quick.
All right, hold on. Let's turn this down. Want to get hit for ads? I don't even know if that will work. All right, so let's see. All right, so hold up. So again, I don't know everybody. But yeah, Game Tech and Duncan, I feel like they sometimes have their little level of here's what I feel, and I'm gonna be honest, right? And hate me if you want. I feel because Duncan is the guy that, like, he always say and Duncan and I are cool, right? We're not best friends, but we're cool. We do a show together. Shout outs to him and Duncan and Cowboy Tell It Like It Is. We haven't did it in a couple weeks. He said he wanted to cut back a little bit, and today he had another show he did. So it is what it is. But I feel like because Duncan is kind of the cloud gaming bad boy, I call him, he came out and said Stadia is going to die. And like he said, other people said it too. He said, but they just use his words. Well, I always tell Duncan, it's because you don't elaborate. You throw something out there, and then somebody might cut you off and say, what? But it's on those people to probably ask follow-up questions, which people don't often do, and I like to do, right? I like to give a lot of info, and I like to pull a lot of info. That way I can know exactly what you meant, right? So Duncan walked it back a lot, talking about, oh, I mean that they're going to change the name, right? So remember, the date is March 20th, 2022. If Stadia didn't change their name by then, woo, I'm going to go in on all the people who said Stadia's going to die, because I'm holding Duncan as he's the main guy. that Stadia's gonna die. Everybody's behind him. Anyway, so this is what I mean, Ace, is I'll see Duncan say something, right? Or I'll see Game Tech Planet, right? And I gotta go to another episode because another dude on there too. And I apologize. I know who Hell Monkey is. Gamer TV. I just recently started knowing who he is. He's the dude with the sexy cowboy voice. But I specifically these two guys, man. If you watch enough episodes, I just feel like, dude. I feel like it's a piggyback system, right? If we could piggyback enough to make, I don't want to just say it's a Stadia hate thing, but kind of comes off like it sometimes. If we could piggyback enough, then we could make some claims that Stadia looks stupid, and thus make Stadia don't look, thus make Stadia look stupid, plain and simple. So let me go because there's more people that's on the panel, and I had to see everybody. I know that week everybody wasn't on the panel. Let's see. I know the day, I wish I was on there because remember the day the show I watched, Avery was on the show, and I feel like that day I made my statement. It was a lot of yes man ish going on, and I literally was watching, and that I couldn't wait till the show was over, and it got me to the point where I made that post. I didn't just say like, no. That day I was like, now, I'm not saying you guys do it all the time, and I'm not saying you are involved. But I think there is, when people like Duncan always say like, oh, there's not an agenda against Stadia. I feel like there isn't, but there is. I feel like it probably annoys Duncan that so many people want it to succeed, and so sometimes it gives them an extra like, ooh, they're so stupid they don't realize this thing sucks, right? Or not sucks, but it's not gonna succeed. So I feel like he do a little extra to shove it into people's faces when he get a chance. And I feel like there's people on the show like Game Tech Planet, that specifically comes to mind, that would be like, yeah, man, yeah. He don't actually say what he said, but it's more along those lines. Where somebody like Hell Monkey is just like, I feel like I try to read people, and he's just kind of giving his, he pauses a little bit and like, well, here's what I think, and but yeah, man. I think it'd be best if I was to pull up that old episode. But next time I'm watching, how about this? I'll say it in the comments. So I do you one better. And be like, see, I'm gonna say, see, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, Game Tech Planet is brilliant. Not saying he isn't, but he's a yes man. Now let me stop doing that. He said, LOL, they have the same thought process. Doesn't make them yes man. Before Duncan came on GTP, has always felt that way about state. No, yeah. So here's the thing, though, right? Let's say three of us, right? We like Sega Genesis, and Nintendo come along the block, right? And one of our friends say, you know what? I like Nintendo. Well, you used to like Genesis, now you like Nintendo. So now it's kind of like we kind of rival with you in a joking way, but we really don't like Nintendo, and we like Genesis. But now that you like Nintendo, when we get a chance to stick it to Nintendo, we're gonna stick it to Nintendo. And because the one person decide, oh, I'm really gonna step up and stick it to him, the other person's like, I mean, I don't really have an issue with that topic, but I'm gonna stick it to him. That's a yes man. It's like, bro, if you don't have a problem with that specific issue, right? Then leave it alone. Like me, I'll say a game on Stadia suck, or I don't think it's not the end all be all. Like Biomutant, I said that before the game came out, right? So at the end of the day, it ended up coming out, didn't do too well. Well, it did well as far as sales for a small developer, but was it Stadia was gonna die if they didn't have it? Duncan made it like, it's Stadia, man. This is a missed opportunity because we don't know. It's like movies, right? The beginning sales for a movie might be amazing. Like look at right now, China with Fast and the Furious. Fast and Furious came out with China. It did amazing, over 200 million, right? First opening weekend. It dropped dramatically, right? So people grab stuff in the beginning, but is the word of mouth going to keep making that game or that movie or whatever have sales? Because again, if sales is the measuring stick, right? So that's the thing. But preference on a smaller scale, you might love Biomutant, like Ray said, and Ray loved kids games, so he would say that. And that's cool. Anyway, um, Andy Morph, this guy, what the hell? Now I'm turning the thing off because when Andy get in here, we already know nonsense about to take place. Now, what's up, Andy? Stadia is dead. I love it, baby. Uh, Doc Dark wants his style back. And LOL, Ray said Biomutant is good. Caliber Killer said he's laughing at Ray. And Ray said hello, Andy. So anyways, so that's that, guys. But here's what I want to get into. The community news roundup. What I was doing, I was going to a certain individual. Let's see. And the thing is, it's cool because you guys never know who I'm going to put in here, right? So some of you guys might actually be in my community roundup. But like I said, let's go to my channel. Let's go down to Stadia Bash Community Network. Let's go to somebody I want to highlight because I got to give them credit. So Cloud Gamer 201 only has 111 subscribers, but I got to give the dude some credit. He started doing some new content, and it was pretty cool. He did like a review. Here, let me go to his videos. And I was like, man, look at this guy, man. I don't know how old he is. I sometimes I call a lot of people kids, but look at this kid. But I'm sure he's younger than me. But it's pretty cool some of the new stuff he's doing. He started to get into movie reviews, and I was just like, you know what? That's what it's about. He's doing these little small videos, right? A rebrand showcase, cloud gaming, load time comparison, like. You know, this is what it's about. I'm sure Ace at one point in time, you were a smaller guy, but you have a brilliant mind, man. I remember getting into Stadia and watching, and I was like, I didn't know you that well, and I used to tell my friends like, oh, I seen the video, you know, the black dude with the headphones. You know, that's how I knew how to, you know, because back then it was like on Cloud Gaming Extreme, it's Generation Stadia, it was Sunny in the cloud. I didn't know who was who, right? But I always like this dude seems like the techie guy seems smart. Well, look at you now, right? What you're doing is brilliant. And I feel like Cloud Gamer 201 could be the next type of Ace, right? With the stuff he's doing. And like here, let's go look at some of his stuff. I just want to give him credit.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration.
So he was doing a video of this showcase, and it's pretty cool because he's showing the different games, showing the original release dates. And I thought it was pretty cool, man. I thought some of his new content is like newer stuff he's adding, and he's kicking it up, man. So shout outs to this kid for you know, the work that he's doing, and subscribe to his channel too, guys. So next I want to go to something I think that's pretty epic. Oh, you know what? I could find it this way. So here, the next person. It's not just that the person, but guys, if you haven't watched Stadia Pro Gaming's Retro Rewind, you are missing out. This dude came up with a show, right, where he goes over just retro stuff, right?
Instead of like SD cards and things like that.
And he got people on the show, like guests, right?
This is old new stuff.
And look at it.
The box is 20 years old, but the stuff in
They're
it
going
has never
over
been
old
touched.
stuff. Yeah, this have nothing to do with Stadia, but he's a Stadia streamer.
Like little miniature
Look,
art.
he had Eddie Player One on there. He got Blake Stadia on there. The Skaman Cyborg. You know, he got Jeff the Great on there, and I don't know that dude, but Obscure Gamer. So I just feel like if you guys want to check something out, he does his show on Sundays, and you know, and the cool thing is, it's not just about old games. It's about that time when an old game came out, how it made you feel. And it's a pretty clever show. The logo looks cool. Retro Rewind. They got the double R's backwards. Yeah, man. I just wanted to take my hat off to him for the Retro Rewind show. Another thing I want to say, take my hat off to an individual. I gotta give a shout out, and if he's still watching, this is gonna be pretty cool. Guys, I gotta give a shout out to Ryzak. Now, he did Game Over. He had Brian Chappelle versus Eddie Player One. That was an epic show. But I want to give a shout out for his Minecraft thing, right? So he does a thing, Entertainment Bash Community Network Sunday Night Minecraft, right? And it's him playing with his son, and it all started because of bullying. His son had a Minecraft server, and some kids was playing with his son and decided to destroy everything in the server. So he said, you know what? He wanted to teach his son, and that's how he got into streaming. Because his son said he wanted to be a streamer one day, and he said, well, I don't know anything about streaming, but I'm going to stream to show you that it can be done. That's literally how he got into streaming, and now look at him, all the cool content he's making. He's just a natural for this stuff, man. But he created a whole Minecraft server, and he invites people to jump in, and he plays with his son, and it's pretty epic, and Jeff does it too. Jeff made an episode, and you can find this stuff on his channel. You can find a playlist. I'm going to go to it on the Entertainment Bash Community Network. Guys, also, join up with the Entertainment Bash Community Network. It's pretty much just free advertisement. It's a way that you can put some of your stuff and advertise it. But if you scroll down and you go to, I believe it's under PC. So look at it, guys. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you could get to the Stadia Bash Community Network from here. You could get the Cloud Station TV. You get the Stadia Avengers channel, right? But you can also find PlayStation content, Xbox content, Nintendo content, Luna content, GeForce Now content, PC versus VR content, where that stuff, Minecraft stuff is loaded in there. Retro content. You could even find the Retro Rewind episodes in there. Shows and podcasts. You can find shows and podcasts in there. You can find sports stuff in here. And you can find movies and film in here, guys. So it's definitely pretty cool to check out the EBCN. But yeah, so I want to give my Ryzak credit for his Minecraft stuff he's doing for his son, because that is definitely awesome. Here's another person I want to give credit to. And let me find out how can I find him. He's somebody new that I just started following. And how am I gonna find him? Let's just put the word Stadia at the end, which is funny that I'm bringing up this person because you're on here. All right, Cloud Gaming Extreme. So I'm trying to bring up Gamer TV. Let's see, Cloud Gaming Extreme came up, so that means maybe there's a way to find him. Let's see, Jerry Holtz, Duncan. There we go. All right, so I want to highlight Gamer TV. So I didn't realize he just makes short videos. And last weekend, when I was talking to him, I went to his channel. And I'm like, dude, this is pretty epic. Let me play his Biomutant video.
Here are my top 4 reasons why I am so excited for Biomutant, which releases on May 25th. PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and...
Yo, guys, does he not have a sexy voice? Like, can we not give a shout out? My man crush is Gamer TV. I said he sounds like he could play as Aaron Black from Mortal Kombat 11. You know, the cowboy.
GeForce Now. So number 1 is combat. It seems this combat system has been very well fleshed out, modeled after the Devil May Cry series.
Well, yeah, guys, he's the first person that made me interested in the Biomutants. Like, everybody was like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the coolest game ever. I'm telling you, you're going to be missing out in life if you don't play it. And he was inboxing me. He was like, dude, it's really cool. Like, you know, it feels like Devil May Cry, like you said in the video. And he was telling me things, and the way he put it in perspective, I was like, man, you actually make me kind of want to check it out and not just look at it and feel like it's a little character with a big head and it's a kid's game. So, I want to give a shout out to him because I like snippet videos. I like when you could watch something and it pretty much sums stuff up. And look at his stuff. 59 seconds, 57 seconds. He just makes short videos, and you could get in and get out. And his videos are good, so I want to highlight him and give him that credit. Now, also, last person I want to highlight is Duncan, actually. And this came to me late today, I'll say. I only added him today because earlier he was doing his oh wait, I gotta go to Cloudy. Sorry. He was doing a video and it was highlighting indie games. Cloudy with a chance of what? Hold on, what the Cloudy? Damn, I don't forgot the name of their channel. Hold on, Cloudy. Okay, that's not good. What the hell's the name of their channel again? Cloudy. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. Well, that's not good. Anyways, I don't think that video is gonna be on there because oh wait, here, this is how I find it. History. I was watching it. Oh yeah, that's how I definitely could find it. No. See, look, guys, I'm looking at your stuff. Here we go. So, this was pretty cool. Him and these guys, they were watching this event. An event.
They were switching it up for some darker.
All it does is highlight indie games. And I was like, dude, that's really cool. Now, indie games, some come to Stadia, some come to other platforms. But they took the time to do an hour, 36-minute event highlighting indie games. That's pretty cool, man. Because some people don't like indie games, but indie games is how you get started, and then you spawn on into AAA games, right? And then some indie studios get bought, and then they become exclusive companies, right? Like look at Naughty Dog and Insomniac and all that stuff. So I just wanted to highlight Duncan and give him credit for this video right here. Cloudy with a chance of games. Damn, I feel bad for that. Anyways, so with that said, guys, let me read your comments. Let me start to wrap this thing up. We ended up going longer than I thought I was going to go. I thought this was going to be a little faster, but you guys have good comments, and it's pretty cool to talk to you guys. So let me see, where was I? Because I went over a bunch of people. Oh, man, a bunch of people jumping in. All right, let's see. All right, Andy saying hey to Ray. Chariot Man, what's going on, man? I want to definitely do some content with you, Chariot Man. Cloud Gamer Stream said, LOL, you should talk to GTP one-on-one and pick the dude's brain. He's one of the sharpest dudes on our panel. He's the last person I'll call a yes man. I mean, that's cool. And you know what? Maybe one day, right, I'll make a video, right? And the video will be me watching back your video how far ago when I felt like you guys were being yes man. And it'd be me reflecting, right? After knowing you guys more. I mean, I know you, or think I know you from watching you, but I don't know the other guys that well. Andy said, at Cloud Gaming Stream, none of them are yes men. It's a great show. It's a great show. Every week I tell people to watch that show. Every week, even if I could jump in for 5 minutes, I tune into the show. I even watched the show back when I missed it. I'll drive to work and sitting at work. I just want to hear it. So it definitely is a good show. I'd never say it is a good show. I just felt on that episode, and sometimes, you know, guys are being a little bit of yeah, what he said, you know. I mean, and it's nothing wrong with agreeing with somebody, but I guess it all depends on how it comes across when you're agreeing with somebody. Let's see. Andy said, damn, autocorrect. We know what you meant, Andy. Said, LOL, don't know what this dude is talking about, Andy. Hey, listen, I walked you through it, so like it or not, but I made that post on Twitter because I watched the episode where a bunch of guys on the show was being yes men. I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me. Maybe they cleaned up the act because I called them on it. I don't know. Hey, look, that's one thing that's good with a guy that's outspoken. Because some nonsense that goes on, you get somebody to come along and say, hey, I'm going to call you on your garbage. And what people do, they don't like to be called on their garbage. And that's what people do. Oh, I don't want to step on toes if I say something that I feel should be said about. Everybody's going to get mad and say, why'd you say that? Not me, man. Because we're all cool. We're all adults. It's okay to be like, I disagree. Or, bro, that wasn't cool. Now, when you catch me lying, then you could be like, oh, man, he's lying, bro. That's not cool. But I'm just saying it how I see it. Now, the cool thing is about that, and I always say, listen, you got a problem? Tag my name. Andy does it all the time. When Andy want to talk trash to me, he tags my name. I respect that more. Because I might be wrong. And you might be able to be like, hey, or you can inbox me, whatever. I prefer you just say it out in the open. That way, if you said something to somebody else and you don't say nothing to me, then they walk around looking at me a certain way. Then I'm like, dude, that ain't fair to me. Because now I can't defend myself or rewrite what was wrong, right? But Andy would have no problem just tagging me, like, whatever, cowboy. And me and him will laugh and joke, and we go about our way. Anyways, but I don't even drink, Andy, so can't be drunk. Never drunk a day of my life. I took one sip of wine my whole life. Never drank, never smoked. I have no tattoos. I'm as straight as you get before when I got married because I loved it. When women was my drug. But yeah, so definitely not me. So Eli's in the building. Here he go. He said, yo, what is going on? Oh, I'm ready for him to troll. He said, it must be show. Hold up. Andy said, it must be a show Ray is on. LOL. Yeah, well, you know Ray, man. Eli said, Stadia with balls is mad. And then Cherry Man said, that's interesting that Ryzak. And hold up, what did Ryzak say? He's always saying some nonsense. Let me just make sure. Okay, I don't see Ryzak. Ryzak said something recently, so I'm assuming I got to it. Let me move on. Let's see. All right, so A said, really enjoy what Ryzak is doing. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I need to see you on there. But I need to figure out, like, who would Ace versus who? It gotta be good, man. Ooh, Ace versus Sunny. God damn, that would be, dude, that would be a show for the ages. I'm just putting it out there. Just saying. Cherry Man said, what's up at Ace from Cloud Game Extreme? Ray said, I will say yes to, and now your mama knows being a crazy fool. Cloud Game Extreme says, sup, Chariot Man. My boy Codex is back. Putting up the, I feel like when you do that, you gotta shake your head. To Ray. Ray said, following little boys on YouTube. LOL. Dave said, yo, called him a yes man, Anthony. He said, you. I called a lot of people a yes man, apparently. Gamer TV is dope. Yeah, man. He is, man. What's up, Ray? Cherry's saying, Eli said, but it looks like a kid's game. Yeah, and listen, that was the thing. When I'm not gonna lie, like some games do look like kids' game, and some things is appeal, right? So, like for instance, I don't typically like older style stuff. Like for instance, right? I wear the cowboy hat, but my moniker is more like what a cowboy would do, right? It's the bad boy, the cowboy, right? You know, Billy the Kid said whatever, did whatever, right? But I was into Grand Theft Auto back in the day, and I never was into Red Dead because I don't want to steal a horse when I can steal a car, right? Now, I'd rather play a futuristic game and steal a flying shuttle, right? So it's your eye, what's appealed to you. So when I see little big head characters, for me, I'm typically like, that's a kid's game. I have kids. Well, my daughter's a little bit older for that, but so it doesn't have an appeal for me. So that's when people say like the kids game thing. But again, if it doesn't have an appeal, then it doesn't suck you in. But you can make a game like Biomutant and look like Devil May Cry. And you're like, oh, I'll play that. It might play just like Devil May Cry, but if it's a little cat with a big head, chances are I might not play it. But I might play it and be like, dude, this is my favorite game ever. That's my loss for judging it off of its look. But it's just not in my appeal warehouse. Let's see. Ray said, yo, the Chariot Man and Eli. Chariot Man. Yo, Chariot Man himself. Let me see. Kodak said he was joking. Kodak said cloudy with games. Thank you, man. I was so off. Cloudy with games. Maker of Chaos said there was a Bloodstain trailer for Stadia at the event. I heard about that too. Now Bloodstain is the game that looks like Castlevania, right? Maker of Chaos. Ray said, Anthony, where did you get the controller shirt? LOL. Okay. Caliber Killer says, salute to you for shouting out different channels. Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? When I first got into the YouTube community, I was like, bro, shout it out. And I didn't realize that that was like the no-no, right? I literally had people say, yo, don't be mentioning people's shows on my thing. And I was like, so I'm making this public, right? Whoever's watching. You anytime could just come in my chat and say, guys, watch my show at 12 o'clock tonight. And I'll shout it out myself. And if you give me the link, I'll link it in the comments. Man, there's enough space here for everybody. Listen, if my show goes on at 4 o'clock on a Friday, and your show goes on at 4 o'clock on a Friday, and people decide they like your show better than mine, kudos to them. I want to make content that people are going to like. But if you make content that people like more than mine, then who am I, right? So I get it. It's all about money, dollars and cents. People want to be monetized. People want to make money. And that's cool. But guys, listen, let your heart of hearts say, dude, if you like that guy better, then go watch that guy. I'm not going to hold you hostage when you rather watch that show. So for me, I want to promote other people's stuff. Like, I got something coming that I won't say yet, but it's going to be really beneficial to people. That's just me, man. I want to use my platform to shout out other people. And I feel like that's not done a lot. You know, to be honest with you, I see a lot of, that's why I said before, right? I said, I see a lot of the big guys, and they often say, hey, come on my show, right? I said this to Ray, and I could be honest, guys. That's why people don't like me. But if I'm lying, let me know. If I'm not lying, I'm just saying, right? So I said to Ray a long time ago, I said, Ray, man, everybody got you on their show. I said, bro, who all wants to be on your show? Maybe your show isn't to have guests, but whoever said, Ray, if you're ever doing content, let me know. I'll be on your show, right? And I feel like the big guys got a big platform, right? So how beneficial would it be if you could say, oh, this guy's going to be on my show, right? So that's why last week my shout outs was to one of my shout outs was to Brian from the Nerf Report. Him and I don't see eye to eye all the time, right? You know, there's me and him had beef with Pac-Man, Mega Tunnel Battle, because I was better than him. But the dude makes great content. I love his content. I like his content, right? And he stepped up and said, hey, he made a post and said, if you guys want, I'll come on your show. Kudos to you, Brian Chappelle, because the little guys could, listen, there might be people who like the little guy content more than the big guy content, but they'll never look at that guy's content because he got 111 subscribers, right? Because your eyes feel like, oh, this guy got 8,000 subscribers. I'm watching his content, right? That don't mean he's better than a little guy. So what happens is if you're a big guy and you put it out there, this week, guys, follow me on his show. He might now go from 10 people watching to 14 people, 25 people, 35 people watching. I was into market research, right? I worked at a market research company for a few months short of 20 years, right? So numbers is a little bit of my thing. Arrogance of figuring out, you know, oh, if you're doing a survey and you need 10,000 people, you're probably going to have to send out 50,000 faxes just to get that amount, right? So this guy who used to get 10 viewers might get 35, but maybe 4 of them might stick around. And 4 of them might tell their friends, and then 2 more might come on, right? Or 1. So the thing is, kudos to the big guys who are using their platform to help the other smaller guys become big, because there's room for everybody, man. There is. So I want to use my platform to shout people out. And I don't care. Whenever you jump in, shout out your channel. I don't have a problem. Now, I'm not telling you to do that to somebody else because you're going to get called out. Because I was called out for saying, all right, guys, I'm about to go watch blah, blah, blah. And somebody inboxed me and was like, hey, you ain't doing that on my thing. And I was like, my bad. Because I get it. I will respect your platform if you don't like that. And I got to remember, not everybody is me. So not everybody just don't care, right? Anyway, I went a little too deep into that. But yeah, Caliber Killer, definitely, man. That's what I'm about. I'm about the next person. That's why I do the Entertainment Bash Community Network. That's why I do the Stadia Bash Community Network. I had somebody say like, oh, their channel, they don't even care about subscribers. Their channel is only to have other people content in the playlist. Yeah, mother effer. We're not getting no, we'll never make a dime off of the hours and hours we put in for the Stadia Bash Community Network. You know how much my wife is like, yo, you do too much. I'm sitting at work, putting out tweets. I'm sitting at work where people inbox me, changing their schedule while I'm at work, making sure I could change the schedule, right? And we don't monetize anything. We have no actual content on that channel. Every content is from other people. When you go on that channel, you click on a video, it take you to their channel so they can get the views, they can get the subscribers. We don't even show the number of subscribers we have. It doesn't even matter. So that's the selflessness I'm talking about. I don't want everybody coming on my channel so I can make all this money. I've said it many a times to the smaller guys, right? That's smaller than me, and I consider myself a small guy. Guys, I want to collaborate with everybody. I got a playlist called Collaborations with me doing videos with other people. Whether you want to be on my video, I'll be on your video, or we do a video and stream at the same time. Guys, we got to start using our platform. Just be selfless. Help other people, man. It's going to make you the better person. Trust me. And not everybody's going to become a YouTube star and sensation and never work again, right? Not everybody's into it for that either, right? You know that whole saying, leave this place better than the way you found it? Well, that's me. Because I feel like the whole don't tell somebody to go to somebody's stream on my stream. Man, shut up, man. Shout out the guy. Be like, oh, guys, he's streaming in an hour. Go check him out. It ain't killing me. All right, my bad. I went too deep in that. Anyways, so Eli said noob. Ray said, I missed the old dirty funky cowboy hat. Yeah, man, I got my new nice cowboy hat, man. I had to, step it up a little bit. I'm like that as well. Yeah, man, Chariot. Chariot said, what's up, Eli? And Caliber Killer. I'm almost done, guys. Caliber said, what's up? Got more content. Yeah, hey, guys. Last week, I highlighted Chariot Man. This guy does content like you won't believe. And he does reviews. And he does streams. And he does his rant videos. So, yeah, if you see last episode, he was a person I highlighted. You got to check him out. Caliber said, no doubt, can't wait. Eli said, Immortal Phoenix Rising looks a lot like a kid's game, and that is why I never want to play it. I think Immortal Phoenix Rising is in between. For me, the kid's game is when your body is like this big and your head is like the same size as your body, right? Immortal Phoenix Rising, the art style is kiddie, but I won't put it in the same lines of a kid's game. Because it's on the border. I can see what you're saying, but I won't go all the way there with that. Oh, Crow, what's going on? He said, great stream, Cowboy. I wasn't sure where there was going at the beginning, but I like the shout outs. Yeah, man. This is just my take on the news. I don't do any news show besides when me and Duncan kind of like debate the news, I guess. But yeah, so what I want to use is my platform I'm going to go over Stadia news, but then that's my Stadia community news roundup where I just want to every week bring up some guys in the community, give them a shout out, see some of the stuff they're doing, and tell people you should check them out. Who are the top Stadia Pac-Man gamers? Me. I don't know who else is. No, you know what? Mr. Ermerl is pretty good in Pac-Man, but I proved it when I hosted my Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle All-Purpose Championship, and I won. You had to win five matches. I won 4 straight, lost 1, and won the last one. I am the Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle Champion. I haven't played a game in months, but I declare myself. And when Brian Chappelle was running around doing his Deca Challenge, I jumped in his stream and beat him 4 times. I was slowing him down from doing his Deca Challenge, and then I jumped out and he was able to continue it because he couldn't beat me. Just saying. I searched Gamer TV on YouTube search, can't find the channel in the results. Well, here, let me do this. I'm gonna put his link. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Listen, somebody wants to find his stuff, right? And that's what it's about. Now somebody may be watching Gamer TV stuff, right? So we could pass around other people, man. You know, help other people out. Here's Gamer TV's channel. I just put the link in there. So definitely check him out. Awesome content. And thanks for tuning in, Patrick. Try GMR TV shorts, Patrick. If you didn't find it, I threw it in there. Oh, I never knew that, Anthony. I need to. Yeah, man, you were one of my people, brother. I highlighted your stuff. I did the whole throw in the Baron C thing. I couldn't do it as good as you, but yeah, man, I appreciate everything you bring to the table, man. You do great content, and I just hope that, just like Patrick's seen with Gamer TV, if I could have one person become a new subscriber or someone else, then I feel like I did my job, you know. And if I could do a weekly thing and not drag it out too long, sorry, you know, I want to make the video shorter so more people watch it. But that's why I went later on and tagged people names. I'll tag people who were actually that I brought up. So maybe I'll spell it out better. So because I tagged your name, Cherry, last week. Anyway, Mr. Urban said, I couldn't join half of those games, though. LOL, you lost that one I joined. You did. You won the one you joined, but that's kind of like BS. I love that you try and use that excuse. Anyway, he said, fish tacos and cheese fries just arrived from the door dash. Cool. And whatever that is. So anyway, guys, that is the show this week. Thanks for tuning in. Especially thank Ace. Ace, you are definitely one of the big guys, man, and I appreciate you. You jump in a lot of people's streams, and you definitely need to be commended for that. Because you could just have a big head and say whatever, but you actually know local people names, which is pretty cool. You know, you got enough subscribers to where you could have the big head and say whatever. So I just definitely want to give a thanks out to you as well for everything you do in the community. I want to give a shout out to Patrick for jumping in, Mr. Urban World, Charitman Gavin, Crow, Caliber Killer, Eli, Ray Sherrod, let's see, Codex was in the building. Let's see. I want to give a shout out to the whole Crowd Gaming Stream crew as well. My guy, Andy Morph, definitely check his content out as well. Some of you guys don't get it. Andy's a funny guy. He makes jokes, but, you know, I get the whole thing. If you love something and somebody make a joke of it, you're kind of pissed off. But you have to see behind the noise. And at the end of the day, it's freedom of speech, right? So it's all about gaming anyway, so let's not take it too serious. But, you know, and I feel like if you got a problem with somebody, say it and keep it moving. That's what I said to a lot of people. Like, you guys hate Duncan. I said what I had to say about Duncan, and I kept it moving. I don't have these behind-the-scene hurt feelings about Duncan. Duncan hates Stadia all he want, but I said what I had to say, and I kept it moving. But give a shout-out to Maker of Chaos. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it, man. I'm almost done, guys, and I'll go back down. Dylan jumped in earlier. Thank you. Michael Pannon jumped in as well. Derek jumped in as well. The Bishop of Gaming, thank you for jumping in. I appreciate that, Derek. Ryzak was in the building earlier on as well. I wish he got to see that I brought up the thing he's doing for his son. It's definitely an awesome thing, and that's pretty cool, man. I gotta take my hat off for him for that. That's just cool, man. Talk about being a great dad, you know. Anyway, guys, but have some kind of words for you in Discord. Sure, we will definitely, I definitely check out the Discord. Guys, you could join the All-Purpose Champ Discord. That's my own Discord. We talk about anything over there, from gaming to spaceships to you name it. So you guys want to check out my Discord, definitely do that as well. I will plug the Discord. Let me do that real quick. I never even mention that I got a Discord a lot of times, but I need to start. I just look at Discord as it's cool to talk here and there, but it's not that big of a deal to me. But you know, if you guys want to check out my Discord, there's the link. All right, guys. Well, with that said, I kept you here long enough. Check out my little video I'm going to play for you guys, explaining a lot of stuff about my channel. And with that said, again, I'm the All-Purpose Champ, aka the King of Content, and this was awesome and epic. Cause I'm a cowboy. Oh man. And with that said, and now your mama knows. What's going on, guys? This is the all-purpose champ, aka the king of content, aka I'm a cowboy. This is the reason why you should check out this channel. So let's go.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. All right, subscribe. Come on, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The most important thing about the channel is it's. All right, that's not good. The most important thing about the channel is it's a everything channel. So make sure you check out all of the playlists. I have product review videos, vlogging, movie reviews. I'm just gonna look up and say how-to videos, and then real quick, how-to. Oh, maybe I'm forgetting how I shoot. All right, you ready? How-to videos. What is the devil? How-to videos and gaming videos. I make videos called Trash Talk 101 where, well, you guessed it, I talk trash or rebuttal back to someone who talked trash to me. Like I made a video responding to the Nerf Report and Angry Joe. Remember, I'm going to say shows and podcasts. All right, you got it? Mm-hmm. Shows and podcasts. Wait, no, you're not supposed to say it.
You're showing the pillow. Okay.
We don't have to do the head thing if y'all can't do it, all right?
Okay, just do it. No, yeah.
And then put a little There you go. Whip that name. Shows and podcasts. And more!
And also, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be added into the new subscribers thank you videos where I make a skit and I post everybody name up on the screen who subscribed to the channel in an individual month. You gotta see videos like the March subscribers video where I was dancing. The July video I have my cute granddaughter saying thank you. Or even the video where I smashed my 84-inch TV as I said thank you to everyone who subscribed.
Make sure you go to my playlist because the playlist is where you can see all the different videos I have. I have over 1,000 videos, over 50-something playlists, and every single video on my channel is assigned to a playlist. I want to thank everyone who ever came to the channel and watched a single second of any video. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And with that said, and now your mama knows. And now your mama knows.